My persuasive speech is called Something New or Something Used. What is important to you? Having the most up to date technology or saving thousands of dollars? When looking to purchase a car, there are some questions that you need to answer to be able to render a decision of what car you're going to buy. The purchase price of a new car is approximately $37,000, while the average price of a used car is approximately $20,000. Options and safety are always a factor whenever you are wanting to purchase a vehicle. New vehicles come with many choices for one to consider. Used vehicles may have you making sacrifices on options, but you may be able to buy the desired car or your dream car that you can afford. So, deciding to buy a new or used car is the one's preference on how much your wallet can afford. So, we're going to look at the pros and cons of being able to buy a new car versus a used car. So, let us begin with the economic factor. Is buying a new car the most effective choice when it comes to a vehicle? Buying a new car has a lot of benefits, but at what cost does it come to you? Well, when you buy a new vehicle, you have no history on the car. So therefore, you know, as far as maintenance wise, that it should be very dependable, unless you would get a lemon. And there's no expense for having to pull up a Carfax to check on the history. And you shouldn't have to do a maintenance inspection on it to make sure that the car is in good operating condition. There's more financing options available to you through the various finance institutions when you purchase a new car. You can get more lenders at a better interest rate. If you have good credit, meaning that your score is around 750 or higher, you may qualify for manufacturing financing, which is always a great option because they can a lot of times offer you 0% financing, which who wants to give extra money to a bank when you don't have to? Or they give very low interest rates on it. Or a lot of times they give you incentives like cash back on the car. So it overall knocks down on the purchase price of the car, which over the time of the loan saves you a lot of money on interest. A new vehicle comes with a manufacturer's warranty, so there's no need to purchase any additional warranties unless you so desire to do so, such as Hyundai and them. They do offer an extended warranty up to $100,000 over and beyond the standard manufacturer warranty, which is usually 36 months or 36,000 miles. Insurance on a new car is a little higher, so you're not going to be able to make a savings there. So you have to take that into consideration. One thing that I always do when I'm looking for a vehicle is when I determine what type of vehicle I want, I call my insurance company and get a quote before I buy it. So I know what I'm looking at as far as insurance because, you know, it can substantially change how much you're going to pay out monthly on that vehicle. On average, new vehicles depreciate 20 to 30% and up to 50% over a 3-year period of time. So if you buy a new vehicle, you're going to take a great big depreciation as soon as you drive it off the lot. You know, and if you determine that you're going to keep that car for, say, 3, 5 years, you know, when you go to trade it in, you're probably definitely going to take a reduced amount on how much you get back out of that car. Some cars hold value more, so if you buy a car where the value, trade-in value is held higher than others, then you're not going to take such a hit, but you know, you do take that. And remember sales tax. You'll always have to pay sales tax. So the more that you're going to pay on something, the more sales tax you're going to be giving. So let's go to a used vehicle. So used vehicles can save you money initially, but what about in the long run? Initially, you can save up to half the amount of money that you normally would pay out for a new car on a used car. So somebody else has taken the depreciation value on that and you're not. You might be able to resell the car for the same amount or close to the same amount of money as what you purchased the car for. So if you get a really good deal on it, you take good care of it, keep miles down on it. You go to resell it in a couple years, you might take a very less hit on the resale. And actually, that car may have only cost you a couple $1,000s, besides gas and insurance, that you're going to take a loss on. Your insurance premiums are usually less as well. So that's a savings as well. You are less likely to be upside down in financing on a used vehicle because most banks, or at least credit unions, will not let you finance a car for more than what the value of the car is worth. On a new car, there really is no new purchase price on a used car. So it's up to you and the dealer to be able to negotiate the price on a new car. Where on a used car, you need to go to the NADA or the Kelley Blue Book to see what the car value is worth. So therefore, you're not paying more for a vehicle than what the vehicle is actually listed as being worth. You could incur higher maintenance cost on it because most used cars are sold as is. Some of them do come with an extended warranty on them, and of course, that is an additional cost that you will pay in addition to the purchase price of the car as well. So, you have different factors that you have to look at when you're looking at a new and a used car in an economic basis. So after reviewing the economics, let's look at what the vehicle options are and what you may gain and what you may sacrifice. You have many options to choose from on a new vehicle, and on a used vehicle, you may have to compromise. On a new vehicle, the options that you can choose from is mainly the data technology, the up-to-date, the Bluetooth, the mapping, the self-parking, all those good options, but those come with a price too. With the Institute of Highway Safety taking more rigorous testing, you know that you have a car that is up to date with the newest technology when it comes to safety. So that's definitely a plus too. And when you purchase a new car, you can either order the car from the manufacturer with the specific options that you want, or you're able to go to the dealer, and a lot of time they do what's called dealer options. So, there's additional things that the dealer can put on the car that you couldn't actually do if you were buying a used car. And if the options are so important to you, finding a used car to your liking may take patience and time. Because with a used car, it's probably not as up to date with the most recent technology. So you're going to, make a little sacrifice there. You may have to compromise on what options the vehicle has when you purchase the used vehicle. So say you're looking for a sunroof, you find the vehicle that you want, but it doesn't have the sunroof in it. So that might be something that you'll have to say, okay, I like the car well enough, price is good, but I'm going to sacrifice this option. And if you are patient and you do go out on the internet and you put search and save searches, you can eventually find the car you want with hopefully all the options that you want on it and get it for a good price. But again, it's not going out, buying it, and driving it home the same day. It's, taking time to be able to, and traveling. A lot of times, if you want a good deal, you may have to go to a different state and buy the car that you want to be able to get the deal that you want and get what, what options and stuff you want. So, now that you've compared the pros and cons of buying a new vehicle versus a used vehicle, what is the best decision? Well, for me, determining whether to buy a new or used vehicles is many factors. And I normally choose a used vehicle because I put a lot of miles on a vehicle. I do keep my maintenance up on them, but I don't like payments. I don't like high payments. And I do not believe, I was always taught that you only finance a vehicle for 4 years because that vehicle is never going to make you money. Well, I shouldn't say never. Some cars become classic or collector cars and they can make you money. But on your everyday driver, you're probably not going to run into that scenario. That's a very small percentage that's going to happen. So for me, on an economic basis, used cars are always the best route to go for me on a economic and savings basis. So purchasing something, a vehicle, is something that you should review, that you should take seriously. Consider all your options as far as what you want, whether you're mechanically inclined and you can do some of the work yourself, or whether you're going to need to pay that out because labor costs right now are about $69 an hour, and that doesn't include the parts. So these are all factors that you need to decide, that you need to review and come up with a decision. So good good luck searching in a new car for the next car that you're looking for, and I hope you make the best economic decision for yourself.